Welcome to another edition of the Big Bid Theory. And most of you likely know by now, for those of you who are tuned in to the audio only version, our content team aptly titled this episode, let me get it right, NIGP Forum Preview and Tech Procurement Insights with 3 expert panelists. We're going to meet Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie, you're an expert, no pressure. So we're going to meet Stephanie, Tabatha, and Brooke in a moment. But first, there are a few things I want to take care of. For those of you who are tuned in to the most recent episode of the show, I showed the t-shirts we're going to be giving away in Louisville, at NIGP Forum. So here's the back of it. Most of you listen on Spotify. So there you go, #1 procurement podcast, but there's a disclaimer, right? Anybody who listens to the NIGP radio, you know that that's a very good podcast as well. I guessed it on that a couple of months ago. So anyway, it's maybe a little bit of a joke there. So we will be giving away t-shirts while supplies last. They made me mention that, and that'll be at booth 817. As far as my schedule goes, I will also be moderating at the tech track. We'll talk more about that, the NIGP Learning Path sessions coming up. You'll be able to find me, guess where? At booth 817. So please stop by. And also my good friend, Stephen Hetzel, and also Anna Barnett will be at the Innovation Theater, Theater 1 on Sunday from 3 to 3:45, releasing some technology that quite frankly is a game changer for anybody who is involved in the bidding process. It's really incredible. So again, you want to go to the Innovation Theater on Sunday and you want to take a look at that. Also, you can see the folks at booth 817 to get an invite to a mimosa brunch. That's right. There's going to be a mimosa brunch on Tuesday from 11:15 a.m. until 12:15 p.m. We have one of the Tech Track sessions that day, so we can take part. So our guest in this episode, I just shared the expanded audio. Everybody's angry at me now. I just shared the expanded bio for our panelist, but I'll introduce them. We'll bring them on now. So Stephanie Akerley, Corporate Procurement Program Manager, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. Welcome, Stephanie. Say hello to the crowd.
Hi, thank you. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's a mouthful, but go Maryland. Maryland. Tabatha Freedman, my good friend, Senior Procurement Analyst, County of Volusia, Purchasing and Contracts Division. Thanks for joining us today. Tabatha.
Hi, y'all. Good to be here. Thanks for the invite, Bill. We're excited about our new tech track for NIGP Forum.
Oh my gosh, we are. And finally, last but certainly not least, from over in Utah, Brooke Smith, Purchasing Agent and Deputy, Murray City Corporation, again from the great state of Utah. Brooke, it's great to see you as well.
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, I do need to point out as well, don't want to leave out Mike Whalen. Mike is going to be one of our panelists for a few of the sessions, and we'll talk more about session 4, the panel, a little bit later. But let's see, Rebecca Key and Lisa Mahalko will be along for the State of Technology Procurement panel. Again, more on that. And hey, guys, we don't want to forget our boss, right? Charles Taylor is going to be the director, producer, co-moderator, coordinator. Charles is going to be involved as well. So let's
Ringmaster.
The what, Stephanie?
Ringmaster.
The ringmaster, right. So let's roll up our sleeves. Let's kind of dive into the Tech Track session. 4 sessions, really excited. There will be the in-person audience there in Louisville, but then also, very, very important, the virtual audience as well. Before we talk about that, though, for anybody who hasn't attended Forum in the past, I know all of us are kind of pros, but anybody who hasn't attended Forum or maybe is looking towards maybe their second, third experience at NIGP Forum, I'm going to open it up to you folks. What can folks look forward to? What can they anticipate getting out of NIGP Forum? Take it away.
I would say that one of the very best things that ever happened to me at NIGP Forum was the networking. And I got to see people from every different type of agency and entity. And we talked, and I learned so much, not just about how one place, does their procurement, but how, a lot of different jurisdictions do procurements, and there's just such a vast amount of knowledge and sharing, and give me your business card, I did that and I will help you, and there's camaraderie. It really is a place of fun, but it's also a place of great learning and a lot of networking.
Tabatha?
So the networking is absolutely amazing, as Stephanie said. It's really neat to be into some of these sessions and meet people and bring up some situation that you have experienced, and it's an oh my God moment where you find other people have experienced the same exact thing, and everybody has different ideas on how to resolve the issue, and you get so much information out of those sessions. It is fantastic. The other thing that I love, the plenary sessions in the mornings have been stupendous the last few years. I mean, really energetic and full of information, and sometimes some heartfelt, warm, touchy-feely stories. So I think that it's a very good experience for those that are first timers. Make sure that you hook up with other folks. I know there's a Facebook page, I know there's an Insight page, and I know there's lots of people from like chapters that you might be able to hook up with. So use all those resources.
And Brooke, you're coming a long way from Utah to Louisville, Kentucky. What can you tell folks?
I'm going to piggyback on what's already been said, just the networking opportunities, learning pathways. When you go in there, you can see what's being presented and really fine tune what you're going to learn. And meet people that have those same interests. You'll make lifelong friends, and that's what's the best part about it.
Yeah, I echo everything. You each said it beautifully. It certainly is worth the trip. There is no doubt about that. So for you folks watching, it's time to get out your calendars, your schedules, your notepads. Let me get the details right. Technology track coming up in Louisville, obviously. Go to nigp.org to the NIGP Forum 2023 page for all the additional details, including some that Stephanie, Tabatha, and Brooke just touched upon. Okay, here we go. Session 1 of the NIGP Learning Path, Technology, Procurement, and Stakeholders on Monday, August 21st from 4:15 p.m. till 5:30 p.m. Stephanie or Tab, give us a quick sneak peek. What can folks learn? What can they find out at Session 1?
So Session 1, the whole tech track is actually going to be available, or if you are taking all of the classes or attending all of the classes, is actually going to be able to earn you a digital badge. So there's a way that you're going to have to check in online. But this is really the beginning of the broad strokes of how to do a technology procurement. And it talks about, Session 1 is, how do you engage your stakeholders, and how do you know who your stakeholders are, or even who your end clients are, your end users, and gathering that information, how to go about gathering that information, how to go about gathering good information, instead of having somebody come to you with just a sheet of paper and saying like, this is what I want, get it for me 12 hours ago. Because I think that that's a common thing that happens in technology procurement. Someone has already predetermined what they want. They come to you and they say, hey, get me this. And you have to go through all of the very intricate steps of saying, so who have you talked to? What do you know? And yeah, so this again, but it's very broad strokes, because we definitely, while this is a digital badge in and of itself, we definitely want to lead people back to the NIGP courses, which are much more detailed classes as well.
So Session 1's also going to talk about how to get procurement involved early in the process, how we can help establish those relationships, how we can be the solution. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to hit on causes of poor requirements and how to make those better. And that's going to wrap up Session 1.
Very good. A great overview there. And I do want to add that here at Beacon Bid, one of the things that we've done is we actually conducted a survey, actually a couple of surveys. There was one done quite a while back And so we have a lot of feedback from suppliers as well that I'm going to effort to try to kind of weave in to the conversation as well. But there's been, for you folks who are going to be attending, trust me, there's been a lot of planning, forethought, effort put into these sessions. So in the business, we call this a segue. Let's segue to session 2. Let me get the time right. That is NIGP Learning Path Technology Procurement Specifications, Tuesday from 2:15 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. Brooke, you have a deep understanding of the technology, AI, ChatGPT. If you could talk about that piece of session 2, you'll be presenting there in Louisville.
Yeah, so I'll be on a panel with other presenters here, and then it's broken up into 2 sections. So the first section talks about really nitty-gritty, detailed section on how to get specifications, how to get buyer stakeholder buy-in, making sure we understand the functionality and the end results of what we're trying to accomplish, which rolls over from session 1. The second part of session 2 is going to be an introduction course into ChatGPT using AI, helping you get those specifications right from a beginning and creating a foundation for doing something that you've never done before. For example, we'll get into like what ChatGPT is or AI is, how it works, some of the limitations that it has, and then we'll dive a little bit into prompt engineering and how to get the right ask for it, the art of the right ask. And then we'll go into real world applications and scenarios that procurement professionals can use every day.
Great stuff. And again, kind of take everybody behind the curtain. I plan also to weave in not only some of the survey data that we've been able to collect here at Beacon through one of our providers, but also some of the things that are going on here at Beacon, some of the things our engineering team, they've been involved in. Now, Stephanie and Tabatha, Brooke went through that piece of session 2. What else is going to be going on Tuesday?
Okay,
I can really start. Good job.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's going to start?
Take it away.
Well, Brooke did a really good job of covering what we're going to be discussing, the specifications and the tools. We're going to help you create specs. We're going to help you work with those stakeholders. We're going to make sure that the specs are clearly understood. And we're going to show you some tools, functionality matrix that Stephanie is famous for, and an outline document that may assist you with overall ideas of what should be in your technology scopes of work. So I think you did a really good job covering that for us, Brooke, and we're excited about that AI session.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
doubt. Yeah, I know there's a buzz. We all know that there's some excitement surrounding that session for sure. Okay, so panel team, Wednesday, they really put us to work. There are 2 sessions that day, and it starts again. Let me get the time right, the details. NIGP Learning Path Technology Procurement Contracts, Wednesday, early wake up call, gang, 9:45 a.m. until 11 a.m. So explain to everybody why they should get out of bed Wednesday morning and come to the session.
For me, if I was new to technology procurement, I would get out of bed to hear this particular session, because this session is going to cover a lot of the risks that are in contracts and how these risks get transferred to the entity and what the entity can do to basically mitigate that risk, and also basically creating that plan B to make sure that you're not just stuck and don't have anywhere to go and don't have a contract.
We start off with contract negotiations, which I'm surprised you didn't mention that, because that's like your favorite thing. So we're going to start off with the contract negotiation portion. Then we're going to go into forming the tech contracts and talking about the risks. We're going to go into really crazy stuff about special terms and conditions. We're going to tell you and explain upgrades versus updates, the battle of the agreements, and lastly, one of Steph's favorite things is transition plans.
That's right. You got to think about the divorce when you're getting married.
Exactly. So it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be, it'll bring sessions 1 and 2 all together into 3, which will lead up to the future, which is session 4.
And looking at the calendar here, session 4 is going to start at 12:30 their Eastern time, and it will conclude at 1:45. Now, I mentioned we're going to have Rebecca and Lisa join us. Mike, along with the rest of us, will be up on stage ready to share with you. And it is a wide variety of topics, everything from cybersecurity to some more about artificial intelligence, cyber insurance, so on and so forth. A couple of things that I want to point out about that panel and the topics is we are going to heavily rely on the audience, both in person and also the virtual, to roll up your sleeves and let's have those questions coming to the panel. These are experts, and again, I know they're looking forward to that interaction, not just sitting up on stage and weighing in with their expertise. Anybody want to add anything else about session 4?
I do think session 4 is going to be really, I hope that the first 3 sessions are extraordinarily interactive, but this, as you said, is really the dig up, pull up your sleeves, dig in, like, let's get our hands dirty and talk about all of these things that are coming in the future or that we're dealing with now, right? Because the future comes very quickly in technology. We're thinking about it and it's happening, right? So this is definitely a get your hands dirty, ask the questions, find out what people are doing. This is really a session that's going to, start to crack open some items that you might just beginning to be thinking about.
No doubt. So here to all of that, Stephanie, great points indeed. So now it's rapid fire time, team, our guest. So I want you to answer this question in a sentence. Okay, we'll start with you, Stephanie. What are you most looking forward to in Louisville, other than our presentations?
I am going to see the Louisville Bats play. I don't remember who the Mud Hens, where they originate. Toledo. Okay, I want a shirt that has a mud hen on it. I just don't think there's anything greater than a mud hen. And so I'm very excited about getting a mud hen t-shirt.
Well, you're going to get a TBBT t-shirt. Tabatha, what are you looking forward to there in Louisville?
I had heard about the Brown Derby Hotel, which has this famous open Brown Derby sandwich that's supposed to be famous. So I was hoping maybe to check that out. I wanted to hit the Derby grounds where we have some of the amazing horse races of our century, and really just a walkabout and checking out the Louisville area. It should be beautiful.
Awesome. That's I'm hearing Louisville's great. Brooke, what are you looking forward to making that trip from Utah?
Same thing, just seeing people that I've met at previous forums, making that connection. I know there's a night with the Sunset Cruise that we're going to try to check out, and just really enjoying the moment of being present with other procurement professionals, meeting vendors, and learning so much information from NIGP, and the quality that we get from these forums is just exciting to be there.
Well, I can speak for myself. I'm looking forward to being present with you folks to present there at NIGP Forum. And again, like you all said, kind of get acquainted with the city of Louisville. So that's going to do it for this episode. Reminder again, look ahead. Come see me at Innovation Theater on Sunday, 3 to 3:45. I'll be hanging out there. Also, booth 817. Come by, get a TBBT shirt. Show off to all your friends there at NIGP Forum. Also, don't forget the Sip and See also taking place on Tuesday there from 11:15 until 12:15. The folks at Beacon are going to be presenting some really cool new technology. Brooke, I think you'll be excited for sure about that. So team, on behalf of our audience, everybody here at the Big Bid Theory, thank you so much for carving out a little bit of time to visit with us today, and I'll see you in Louisville.
All right. Thanks for having us. Looking forward to seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. you.